Hey everybody, it's me Gambit896 and I'm back with another review video for you guys. Today I'll be reviewing X Factor Volume 2, Life and Death Matters. The series is written by Peter David and is published by Marvel, as you can see from the top right corner of this second volume. And on the artwork this time we still have Dennis Calero, who we had from the previous volume. And we also have Ariel Olivetti, I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, Renato Arlem on the part of the inks, and also we have Roy Allen Martinez on the art team as well. And this second trade collects issues 7 through 12 of the X Factor series. So the story picks up right after the events of the first volume, which is The Longest Night, which if you haven't seen, I'll put a link below in the description if you're interested in checking out that review video. And once again we have our team of X Factor members. So we have Jamie Madrox, aka Multiple Man. We have Renee Sinclair, Wolfsbane. We have Teresa. Spare me 1 second, as I don't want to get the name wrong. Teresa Cassidy, or Siren. We have Monet, or M. We have Guido, or Guido, however you pronounce it. Strong Guy. We have Richter, Layla Miller, and yeah, that's pretty much everybody. So that's the entire current X Factor team. So the story picks up right after the events of the first volume, and we have Jamie Madrox going to meet with Damien Tripe Sr. and Jr., who are trying to essentially strike a deal with X Factor as Singularity Investigations, which both Tripe Jr. and Senior run, which is a rival private investigation team or organization to X Factor. But the only difference is that these guys are evil. I mean, pretty evil anyway. And then we have some unfortunate news for Teresa, or Siren, when Scott Summers, or Cyclops, pays her a visit, unfortunately for the character. There's some pretty heartwarming moments when you find out who the character is that has recently died, that has a personal effect on Teresa. Once again, Peter David just does a great job with this series. There's a great play on romance in the office between Jamie, or Madrox, and not one, but two of his fellow X Factor teammates, which makes for some really great comedic moments in the dialogue exchanges. And there's a scene where Jamie is just reeling from finding out that one of his dupes has slept with one of his other female colleagues, and he's just walking down the stairs and he bumps into Layla Miller and he says, "Layla, we didn't, last night, did we?" And she's like, "No, of course not, Jamie." And then she turns around to him at the last minute and says, I'm saving myself for our wedding night," which I thought was really, really funny. So like I said, Peter David just does a great job at playing up the interpersonal relationships between these characters. There's also another great comedic moment with Jamie helping out a fellow superhero, essentially, calling on all of his dupes to help him in a common goal, and then having to recall them back and inadvertently falling down a set of railway stairs, which makes for some pretty comedic moments as well. We also have the introduction of Pietro Maximoff, or Quicksilver, who is the son of Magneto and the brother of Scarlet Witch. And we find out that Pietro is very much held almost responsible for the decimation, or M-Day, which in this current state in the Marvel Universe, 90% of the mutant population has been depowered. So there's some great personal conflicts with the characters involving Quicksilver. And there's also some really great character exchanges with the X-Men. So we have, let me just find the page. We have Scott Summers, aka Cyclops. We have Pietro Rasputin, or Colossus, and Logan, or Wolverine, coming to Mutant Town to get their hands on Quicksilver and make him pay for the decimation. And we see the X Factor members through the eyes of the X Factor team members, who the X-Men come across as pretty much douchebags, in all honesty. And, you know, Jamie even says, you know, Pietro may have been responsible for, you know, for the decimation, or inadvertently anyway, but he's one of us, you know, he's a mutant, and, you know, we all need to stick together, kind of a thing. Which I thought was a really great character touch for on the part of Jamie Madrox. And we also have, whoops, let me just turn over my notes. We also have some pretty shocking revelations about the events surrounding the decimation, or M-Day, and the fact that some of the fellow mutants of the X-Factor team members maybe know a lot more than they're letting on, and keeping information from them. And we also have some revelations as to who the mysterious old man was that we met in the previous story arc, as well as finding out some more information about Jamie Madrox in terms of his background with his parents, and also how the antagonists of this first and the first and this second story arc ties into Jamie's background and his parents as well, which leads for a pretty shocking conclusion at the end of issue 12, which I'm not going to spoil because I want you guys to obviously pick this up and read it for yourselves. There's some really great action scenes, particularly with Strong Guy, which, if I can show you one of the pages. Here we are. So yeah, so there's some really great action scenes with Strong Guy and his fellow X Factor teammates, when we find out that Guido has done something inadvertently, and he's being controlled by the antagonists of this first and second story arc. And we also, like I said, Peter David just does a great job with both the writing and the storytelling in this first and second volumes of X Factor. Like I said, the writing is absolutely stellar. The character interactions are really great. There's comedy, there's tension, there's humor, there's betrayals, there's there's awkward situations, there's really shocking and surprising reveals. So yeah, overall just another great volume of X Factor. The artwork is really good, again from Calero and Martinez and Olivetti. Excuse me. So if you're a fan of the first volume, or if you're a fan of Peter David's writing, from his work on the Hulk, which Peter David is pretty much unanimous with, really, or if you're looking for a really great under the radar Marvel series to get into, or just a really great non-main X-Men character related title to get into, then I definitely say that X Factor is definitely worth your time. If I had to give this second volume of X Factor a rating, I give it a very strong 4.5 out of 5, and I definitely recommend you guys pick up the series if you haven't already. Like I said, I'll leave a link below to my review of Volume 1 of X Factor, The Longest Night, in the description. So if you guys are interested, by all means feel free to check out that video. And that about concludes this review video. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. As always, feel free to leave a comment below in the comment section. Or if you You know, if you don't want to leave a comment, feel free to send me a private message. And until next time, excuse me, until next time, this is Scambit896 signing off, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, guys.